how's everything looking? I mean, what's this type of the time like? Imagine it's like Christmas Day.
Yeah, we're very happy to get things started here. Obviously, we're in Minnesota for their training camp, but we're observing more at that camp. So now to get our group together, get our staff together here in Des Moines is a really exciting time for us.
When you look at last year, what needs to maybe go right this year, or to right the ship this year, maybe get up maybe in the upper tier of the conference instead of kind of that lower spot, one of the lower spots?
Yeah, well, I think definitely a good start to the season helps. So that's what we're focused on right now. Certainly we could sit here and say we had a lot of injuries last year, a lot of lineup fluctuation, but we can't control that. So what we can control, especially as coaches, is how we start the season, how we prepare for the season. So we're really focusing on certain areas of the game, breakouts, defensive zone, coming into our defensive zone. Really want to get those locked in and be really, really good at those areas of the game so that we can start the season strong.
You talked about prioritizing development around this time last year. How do you kind of balance that with also wanting to win in the AHL?
Mm-hmm. Well, we feel very confident this year that the way our team is built will help us to do that, to really develop these players. We feel like the guys that we've brought in this summer, they're going to complement our young prospects, and at the same time, the prospects are going to get lots of ice time and lots of opportunity for their games to grow. So we feel like our team is well balanced with the veteran players, also with all these bright young players, that everyone should get plenty of ice time, but yet there's still a lot of healthy competition for these players to all develop.
Even though that, you can't control everything that Minnesota does, those snatcher players here and there. As a competitor, how much do you want to, get some playoff games here, get some wins here, and just want to, get some more wins under your belt, even though it's not fully under your control?
Yeah. Of course, every single game that a player plays, that a coach plays, that a manager, that his team's playing, you want to win it. So as a coach, when you stand on the bench, doesn't matter who's been called up, doesn't matter who's hurt, you want to win the game. So it was last season what was tough in that. We had some real tough stretches, and we don't make excuses. So as a result, like I said, it was difficult at times. So, and the other part of that is that it's important for these young players, part of their development, a big part of it is learning how to win at the pro level. So one of our jobs and roles is to play meaningful games and to play playoff games. And then, of course, the other step to that is for these fans, you definitely want to give back to them, and so that they have playoff games to go to and to cheer this team on it.
One more thing, just, you mentioned the fans. In your time that you've been here, kind of describe maybe what you've seen, maybe this organization here at Iowa, and maybe how the partnership and how well you've seen it's run. It seems like it's one of the better organizations in the AHL.
Oh yeah, it's one of the top teams, and every year wins the business awards, and it's very well deserved for our staff. They do just a great job, and yeah, the fans keep coming, and it just keeps growing each year, and the players do a great job getting out with the fans, and so that's something we take great pride in with our team is that we've got a great setup here, a great fan base, a great city, and again, it goes back to we want to give back to that and give them lots to cheer for.
You talked about the developmental aspect, with the NHL team, maybe calling guys up, but also wanting to win here. Just from your perspective, how difficult is that to kind of navigate that fine line and that path where you want to see guys get called up, right? But you also want to see wins.
Well, honestly, the best part of my job is telling a young man that he's getting called up to the National Hockey League. So every time someone gets called up, we're very, very happy for them. And I mean, they're realizing their dreams and their families too. So that's a big part of what we do here, and we have to realize and we know that that's a big part of our role. But again, there's lots of teams that plenty of players get called up and they still win, and they still win in the playoffs in the American Hockey League. So we're definitely looking to continue to grow and be one of those teams that's doing that each and every year to get into the playoffs while still developing the young players.
You didn't have any players score 20 or more goals last year. You bring in a guy like Clark from Utica. I'm curious what you see from him in terms of what he could bring this year, and if there's any guys coming back that you think are capable of hitting that mark.
Well, he's got a great skill set, and he's done it before, obviously, in our league, and he's still a young man, so there's lots more to get from him. But yeah, he's been very impressive in training camp. great hands, good feet too, just smart offensive player, scored a couple goals for Minnesota in preseason. So, you know, if he's wearing our jersey, we're really excited about that. But then Banquier also had a very good year for us last year. Obviously missed the first half with a major injury and had a real good finish. He's also had a great camp. So he's a guy that, you know, we're thinking could push for that. Sammy Walker's done it in the past. We've got other guys, Shore, Gaunce, that we feel can really score at this level. Boyd is, if we get to see him here, all these guys, if we get to see these names playing for us, we feel that they should really help our offense.
You mentioned Shore. He's been around quite a while. What does he bring, especially for the rookies, in terms of what he can teach them?
Well, you said it. He's been around. He's done everything kind of in the AHL, the NHL. He's a really versatile player, and getting to meet him these last couple weeks, great guy. So he's going to bring a energy to our locker room and just a true pro, and he plays all three forward positions, so he's versatile in that respect. He can play on the power play, can play on the penalty kill, so just a really good pro that you know, can really help us in all different areas.
You lose 6 of your top 10 points getters from last season. How do you take the next week or so, 2 weeks, to kind of find that balance again and figure out who fits where?
Yeah, we'll have to assess that, and obviously players have played together for the most part in training camp and in Minnesota, so we're evaluating that each and every day, and yeah, it'll take some time to put these pieces together, but that's also the fun of this time of year.
Yes, the excitement of a new season. What's it like for you when we're getting to this time of year and you got an organization like the Wild that has a really good reputation?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head with the word excitement. This is an exciting time of year. The leaves are changing colors, starting to cool down a little bit. Hockey's just around the corner, and for the young players here in the room right now, this is a big time of year for them. Their excitement level's high, their nervous energy, all those good things that come with the start of the season, uncertainty. And I think that goes for managers and coaches as well. You're not exactly sure how things are going to start. But we're undefeated right now, and we're looking forward to getting the season rolling.
What have been some of the positive things that you've heard, taken away, know about the Iowa organization, what you've seen, what you want to learn more about, and just
Well,
this organization?
I've been down here limited times throughout the last 5 seasons when I was working in player development, so I understand the fan base and the passion that's there. It's a great market. It's a great city. Sports is very prevalent in the entire state of Iowa, so it's a lot of fun for me to come down here and be a part of this. What I look forward to now is continuing that side of things, but also helping our team be a little bit more competitive and give the fans a good product.
You talk about being more competitive. What do you see as the things early on that the Wild need to kind of check off to do that?
Well, I think it goes, you know, hand in hand with our organization and where we are right now. We're relatively young. You know, a season ago we were very young, especially on the back end with our defensemen. Those players have all taken a step physically, taken a step emotionally, mentally. They're growing, they're maturing. So we're excited for that on-ice product. But again, we want to continue to build and build habits and details in these young players to help them learn how to win. And that's what we're here to do.
Obviously, one of the main goals is these guys want to get up to the big league.
Mm-hmm.
Is there importance, though, too, of, you mentioned winning down at this level, and
Right.
being consistent, not just always just sending guys up and having the bottom record in the league. Can you be a top winner in this league and still send, you know, lots of guys to the top level as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think teams do that. Teams have done it. It's difficult to win and develop, you know, and that's what the American Hockey League's about. It's about developing future talent for the NHL organization. But winning is learned. You're not born a winner, right? You're not born a loser. You have to learn how to win, and that's what we're here to do. I think as players come out of junior, come out of college at younger ages, it's a huge step. Pro hockey is a monster. The American Hockey League is a monster. Grown men that are just on the cusp of trying to get to the National Hockey League. They're very, very close. So they play for keeps every night. And young players going up against grown men, It's a difference for sure, having been there and experienced it myself. So our product's going to continue to get better as the young players continue to develop.
How important is the aspect of building good team culture in an organization where, as you mentioned, there are guys you said playing for keeps and trying to work their way up, but also trying to maintain the chemistry of winning games with the guys that are here?
That's a good word. Chemistry, culture, all those things go hand in hand in team sports. No teams have success without those. So it's very important. Brett McLean and his coaching staff do a tremendous job with that in our locker room, and there's no reason that'll change.
I guess, how important is it for the fans to, as you said, develop, but also get some wins on the standings?
I think it's important. I think our fans deserve to see a winning product. They deserve to see playoff hockey in April and May and into June. So that is definitely on my radar. It's something that we want to achieve. The players want to achieve it. The coaching staff wants to achieve it. The entire organization wants to achieve that. So that is a goal of ours. But it's also a goal that these players continue to get better, continue to earn and get opportunity to help advance the team in Minnesota.
Off-season transactions, if fans are looking ahead, who are some new guys coming in that they should be excited about?
That's a good question. I'm not ready to answer that right now, just because of this kind of the stage we're at with training camp. If that's fair. I hate doing that to you, but okay.